Hello. Wanted to do a little bit of a quick review on a board game. The cat's joining me, wants to put her scent on it. So this is Patchwork. It is a two-player only game, and when I look up games for couples, this one is pretty consistently recommended. Is this in a game called Jaipur, which I also have, that is constantly recommended. Oh, cat, you're being so needy. So I've set it up a little bit. The way you set up this game is you have this little board, and there's two sides of it if you want to use a different side. They're both the same thing, and both people start here. So you have these little green and yellow tokens in respective green and yellow boards. And on your turn, you can either move in front of the other person, or you can make a purchase. So when you move in front of someone, you gain buttons, these buttons, currency. You gain buttons equal to number of spaces you jump ahead. So if they're really far ahead of you, you gain a lot of buttons. And these squares right here, when you pass them, you gain buttons based on your quilt. Are you going to be okay, Chloe? So your quilt is built from these little blocks. It's supposed to be an entire circle around the board, but there's a lot of pieces and I didn't want to set it up completely for a quick video. You have this thing, and you can buy the squares that are 3 ahead of it. So you could buy this one, and this one. Listed on each piece is a cost. See, this is 10 buttons, and a timer. This timer represents how far you move when you place it. So if you were to place this on your board, you have to move your peg 4. Now also on this piece are buttons. These are the buttons that you get when you pass the blue square here, all these. So if you buy a lot of these that have buttons on them, you would get a lot of money back if you end up passing the buttons squares. Also located on here, the first person to pass these 5 lines also obtains a 1x1 square. So these 1x1 squares can be used to fill in parts on your board. So let's talk about how you fill in your board. You simply spend however much money you have on the pieces that you can buy if they are in front of this thing. So if you were to buy this one, you can orientate it anywhere and in any such way on your board. You know, you can't stick off, but as long as it's completely on the board, you can place it. And you move ahead, 5. So if you have a space that needs to be covered, oh, you really like that? That's why the 1-on-1 comes, because you need to make the first person that makes a 7x7 gets extra points. They get 7 points at the end of the game if you're the first to make a 7x7. So you want to make a square, and the 1x1 helps make that square. So once you pick a piece, the little marker goes to where it used to be, and now you have 3 new ones you could buy. Depending. Up to 3. If you bought the last one, you would have 3 new ones. If you bought the first one, you only have 1 new one. So the game keeps going until everybody's in the middle. And at that point, you lose points based on how many empty spaces you have. So if you filled out your board, you wouldn't lose any points. So that's again why it's good to fill in the middle, with the smaller pieces or the 1x1s. So that's the basics of this game. And everyone I've played it with or had play other people, they all enjoyed it. There's a lot of strategy to it. Like, what pieces do you want? Do you want to get money right now? Do you want to build up like purely money pieces? Do you want to grab ones that aren't going to fit well and then try to go for it later and fill it in, or just only get things that fill in now? So for such a simple game, only lasts maybe 20-30 minutes, it's pretty good. I really enjoy it. It goes by fast, and there's a lot of strategic depth that you might not realize. I actually haven't won a game. The first game I ever played, we went negative. but the winner was the person who was less negative. I've never seen anyone fill up the entire board. I'm not necessarily sure it's possible. I think a lot of being positive has to do with having a lot of money, because your point is basically how many buttons you have minus... oh no, don't eat that. So it's how many points you have minus how many empty spaces you have. Although the more, I think each empty space is worth minus 5 points, so you can quickly end up being negative. So I really recommend this game. It's really good. Great for 2 people, great for couples. And I hope you buy it. I hope you enjoy it with your loved ones and your friends. Thank you. Have a nice day.